The deed has been done. I have my finisher's medal. I have my bright orange poncho. I have completed the 2025 New York City TCS Marathon, and I did it wearing some Path Project shorts. I will say I did not wear the vest. Not only did I not wear in the marathon, I have not run in this. My training runs, it's pretty cold in the morning now. I've been wearing either a heavier sweatshirt or a zipper windbreaker that I have already been running it for some period of time. But I have been wearing the sweatshirt quite a bit. But I did risk it, and I wore the Lynx and the Graves shorts combo for the marathon. I got these shortly before the race, and I did wear them in a couple shorter training runs and one longer Sunday run. And I decided to risk it because the anti-chafing, as they say, I felt zero chafing. And I will also say, usually a compression short, no matter how much body glide I use, I end up getting some chafing in. And I will say I did get a tiny bit over the course of the marathon, a little bit on my inner thigh and a little bit on my man parts, but it really wasn't that bad. I felt that around mile marker, probably around 19 or 20. So it was pretty far in the race after I had significantly sweated off all of my body glide, because the race was about 60 degrees at the start. And I did have a later start, so it was later in the afternoon, so it was certainly warmer in the day. And once it started to cool down, I realized I had literally sweat all my body glide off because it was warmer than I had anticipated. I anticipated being at least 10 degrees cooler. But I risked it because all of my training runs, I felt zero chafing. So I said, I'm going to go for it. I had everything dialed in. I had my team jersey. I ran on a charity team. I ran for Team Allied Services. I will drop a link in the description box down below. They are still taking donations until the end of the year. If you would like to donate to the charity I ran for, please feel free to follow that link in the description box. But I had my team jersey. I had a pair of shorts locked in. I had my compression socks. I had my shoes. Everything was locked in. And then the Path Project stuff showed up, and I gave it a shot, and I decided to risk it. I will say one of the big deciding factors of me wearing the Graves was the fact that I have these 3 nice zipper pockets in the back. The way I did it was cell phone in the cell phone pocket. My back left pocket was the keys. I stayed at my friend's apartment, so I had to keep some keys in there. And then my back right pocket, I stuck like 4 or 5 gels in there. So I wear running belts. I have an old running belt that I cannot seem to replace, and mine's in pretty dire need of being replaced, but it has 4 loops for gels around the outside, and then 2 very small, well, one small enough to put credit card, ID, some cash in a pocket, and then a very small pocket that I used to stick an extra gel or 2 in. But it's not the greatest if you overload it, because it will shake and give you chafing. So I decided to go with the Graves because I had these extra pockets, because the shorts I had dialed in, they only had 2 hand pockets with a singular zipper pocket. That was kind of big. I could have stuck some gels in there or the keys in there, but I didn't want to stick both in there because I didn't want to go in for the gels and lose the keys, because my friend's apartment that I was staying at, they are actually from here where I live. So they were here and I was at their apartment. So I would have been stuck with no place to go, all sweaty, all cold, and locked out of an apartment in New York City without my bus ticket to get home the next day. So I ended up switching to the Graves, and they worked out great. So if you're unfamiliar, a marathon is 26.2 miles. My time was pretty terrible. I ran it in about 5 hours and 40 minutes. It was my worst marathon ever. My best was probably about 4:35, but that was 10 years ago when I was much younger, much skinnier, and in much better shape. I wasn't trying to be a hero, though. I was out there. I knew it was going to take me between 5:15 and 6 hours, depending upon what happened. I was gonna hang out with some guys and do some beer breaks along the race, but I lost them like mile 1 going over the Versatility bridge. So I just kept on trucking forward and didn't stop until I had to pee, and then I kept on going forward, more of that. But the shorts worked out great. Tiny bit of chafing at the end after all of the body glide was sweat off my body, but they worked out awesome. I did have to snug down the waistband quite a bit. I think I went with a size large. No, I went with a size medium. So I usually wear a medium in my shorts, and I will say the links, the compression shorts, these are big. For a size medium, these are really big. I could have gone with a size small in these, and I have not worn a size small since probably my sophomore year of college, when I dropped like 87 pounds and I was like 132 pounds. That would have been the only time in my life, besides when I was a tot, that I fit into a size small. But these are actually a little bit big on me. They didn't chafe at all. They still didn't give me any chafing, but they were a bit big. So I would recommend possibly sizing down in your compression shorts from Path Project, because these were a little bit big. Now the shorts, if I didn't have anything in it doing my regular runs, a simple knot was fine. But when I started to load the pockets down with my phone, keys, and gels, they were a little bit heavier, and I did have to make sure I tied them very, very tight. Once I tied them tight, they were fine. I didn't have any issues. I did feel a little bit of bouncing, but it wasn't like my shorts were going to fall off. The only other thing that I would say take note of is, this is an iPhone 11. If I take this case off, it fits inside, no problems. But with this case, it's a bit grippy. It's hard to get in. So what I did was I stuck it inside a plastic bag. It helped for two things. It made it slide into the pocket much easier, and it also kept it from getting covered in my sweat while I was running. Now, I couldn't get it out while I was running. I was going to try to take some video and take some selfies, both for this video and to share with the charity, but I couldn't get my phone out of my back pocket while I was running. So I was unable to actually take my phone out and get any photos or video while I was running. If you have a larger phone, you're probably either not going to be able to get it to fit in the graves, or you're going to get it in there, but you're not going to be able to get it back out. I will say at the finish line, I struggled to get it out. Now at that point, I was also quite tired, and the sun was down because I started late in the day, so my hands were a little bit cold, and I was generally worn out, but I did struggle to get my phone out of the pocket. Now, while running though, the gels, awesome, easy to get. I would just reach back, unzip, stick my hand in, get a gel, zip it back in there. So the access to get gels, no problem throughout the run. Very, very easy. So if you were looking at them and you're thinking about maybe changing up your gear for a run right around the corner, you might be able to get away with it. I did. Not to say it's going to be the case with everyone, but I went for it. I tried it, and it worked out, and they were very comfortable and very user-friendly for me. I was able to actually carry everything I needed to carry without wearing a running vest, because vests and backpacks and camelback, stuff like that, a lot of that stuff is prohibited post the incident that happened in Boston many years back. So they're pretty stringent. At least they tell you they're very stringent. I did see a lot of people with running vests and people with hydration bladders, even though they're supposed to be banned. I don't know if someone handed that to them after the race started or not, but I did see a lot of items that on the website say restricted. But I didn't want to chance it because I only have one running vest and I like it. It's a pretty cheap one. I just kind of bought it on a whim to see if I would like it, but I have it all set up. I dialed it in. I like it for me, and I didn't want to risk losing it. Also, it's got different straps to hold it on, and you have to have the bib visible, so I would either have to pin the bib to my shorts, but I like to wear it on my chest a little bit low, so I probably would have had some issues pinning my bib on. So I just chose to not wear it in the organization. In the shorts ended up working out great for me. But let's hit a few of the specs of each of these products. The Path Project's Graves PX shorts come in at $68 USD. They come in dark gray as seen here, jet black, navy, and forest floor. They are available in a classic or a relaxed fit. They're also available in either a 5-inch or a 7-inch inseam. Mine are the 7-inch inseam. They're available from sizes extra small all the way up to size extra large. These are made from a Toray PrimaFlex fabric, and they say that this configuration gives the fabric a built-in mechanical stretch that goes in all 360 degrees of adventure. And I could say, yes, I had plenty of stretch in these. They moved with my body, and I did not feel restricted at all, that be it in any of my training runs or when I actually tossed these on to do a full marathon in. Now, the Graves PX shorts are part of the Path Project's separate short and base liner system, and that is where the Lynx PD come in. They are available in black or bone white. They come in at $38 USD. They are available in a 3-inch, 5-inch, or 8-inch inseam. Mine are the 5-inch. They are available from sizes extra small up to size extra large. These are made from a registered Power Dry technology. The Polartec Power Dry technology is engineered to deliver superior mechanical wicking, and the biocomponent fabric technology is constructed with a hydrophilic interior to pull moisture away from the skin and transfer it to the outer layers away from the body, which is a fancy way of saying that they are moisture wicking to push the sweat to the outside so it evaporates, they dry quicker, and you stay more comfortable. And as I mentioned earlier, mine are a size medium, and I could have certainly got away with these in a size small because they did feel a bit big on me. Next is the Pyrenees T19 hoodie that comes in at $78 USD. It is available in dark navy, charcoal, black, muted green, light heather gray, glacier, washed blue, shadow as seen here, and bone. This is available in extra small up to size 2XL, is available in the hoodie version as seen here, a short sleeve version, or a long sleeve version. And one of my favorite features of this hoodie is that there's this little window for your watch to pop out. I really love that. I noticed it when I was sliding on the finger cuffs and my watch popped out, and I thought that was amazing. I've never seen that on any garment before. Now, after I filmed my initial unboxing, I did remember way back when, I might not even have been in college yet, but I know my friend was in college. He had, I think it was a Tommy Hilfiger jacket, and it had a little Velcro piece that went over his wrist that you could unvelcro, and there was a clear section to the wrist of the jacket so you can see your watch without pulling your jacket sleeve up. But I've never seen a garment that's actually got a hole, especially a running garment, for your actual watch to pop out so you can cover your hands and still access your watch. Because one thing that I hate that happens more often than it should, and it seems like it happens since my watch did its last update, is if your clothes get a little sweaty and that watch or that clothing brushes against your watch face, it will sometimes stop your watch and you will lose your stats. And then you want to see how far you ran or your splits of your time, and your watch is no longer recording your workout, which sucks. It happened quite a bit towards the end of this season, so I did actually run the entire marathon with my right sleeve rolled as far up as I can get it for my jersey, so it did not interfere with my watch. And then my watch battery died at mile 24.99. So I lost a little more than the very last mile of my race. But I digress. I have actually been wearing the hoodie a lot just as a hoodie. I've been wearing this a lot to work, actually. Even though I work in an office building, it's a very lax dress code. I can wear jeans. I wear jeans most days. There's people that wear things they're not supposed to wear. And I've noticed over the past year or so, a lot of my coworkers in my department just wear like sweatshirts. Now I wear a lot of button downs and a lot of flannels in the winter when it's cold, but this time of year, that transitional period, I've been wearing a lot of sweatshirts. So I've been wearing this quite a bit because it's still not cold enough to wear like a heavy hoodie all the time. So I like to wear my jackets sometimes as a layer while I'm in the office. So I'll wear this. It's a nice thinner layer. And I've actually worn this a couple times on the weekends. We did a few things. It was October, and we did do the pumpkin patch, which is a farm. It's a big open space. I think I talked about this in the unboxing, where there's no shade at all. And I wore this over, I had a t-shirt on, like sort of cotton t-shirt. I had a merino wool. I had a proof 72-hour tee on, and I had this over it just so I had that extra layer of sun protection. And because I never wear sunscreen this time of the year, you don't think about, oh, it's October, I don't need sunscreen. And then you go to the pumpkin patch and you're there for like 6 or 7 hours, pure sun, because you don't go when it's a miserable, rainy, cold day. You go when it's a beautiful, sunny, 65-degree day in October, 70-degree day in October, and then you bake under that sun. So I wore this, and I actually stayed pale. I didn't get crispy or anything. It was great. It was comfortable. I wore it all day long. I probably got a little bit sweaty. I'm sure I did. I don't remember offhand, but I'm sure I kind of rolled up my sleeves a little bit here and there just to cool myself down. But overall, I've been wearing this to the office quite a bit. I wore this to the pumpkin patch as just a UV shirt to help keep the rays off me without burning, and it worked out great. And surprisingly, I changed my mind. Like, probably days before the race, when I was getting ready to pack to actually wear the Path Project's 2-layer system to run the New York City Marathon in, and I did it. I ran 26.2 miles and then walked probably another 1.5 miles out of it, walked 2 trains. I probably put at least 32 miles on my legs that day with the Path Project's system on. And like days before, I changed up a major part of that kit, and it worked out. It was a good decision. So yeah, I would say if you wanted to try out some of the Path Project stuff, go for it. I am way more satisfied with it than I thought I would be. I think I even told the rep that reached out to me that, yeah, I'm doing the marathon, but I'm not going to wear this because I have everything dialed in. I'm not going to wear this stuff to the race because I know exactly what I'm wearing to the race. And then I ended up wearing it anyway, and it worked out great. So if you're looking at it, snag some. It's fairly inexpensive too. Like, running gear is ridiculously expensive. So the price point to put this together is basically the same of buying a pair of Nike or Under Armour shorts are going to cost you between $40 and $70 right now just for a pair of shorts. So you get the whole 2-piece system, and you're going to get some actual organization to carry some of those things you need with you. Carry gels, carry salt packets, carry your phone, carry your keys while you're running, and you don't have to get extra armbands or running belts to do so. Everything is self-contained inside your shorts. So yeah, really happy. Glad I took the chance. Yeah, I just keep repeating myself at this point, so I guess we'll just wrap it up. So if you like this video or any of my other videos, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Smash that big red button and ring that bell right next to it. Notifications. Next, just a brand new video. Good night.